Hey, it's Wednesday, so today we're getting into some wisdom from Proverbs. My name is Shane Gerhard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you off a scripture from Proverbs, and then I'm going to break it down into two separate parts so we can really pull from the wisdom of it. Next, I'm going to tie this in to how it practically applies to your life, ending with a question that will really dial it in and get you thinking about how this verse actually applies to you right now. At the end of this video, I have a gift for you that I'm going to go into more detail at the end of the video. So let's get into it right now. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 16. Because their feet run toward evil, and they hurry to shed blood. So the first section of this is for their feet run to evil. The entirety of the previous verses were leading up to how the enemy, sinners, Satan, the devil, all convince you by persuading you with their words. They promise you things, they convince you of lies, they try and get you to feel like you're on the same team as them, but then they just backstab you. And this is the line point here, is that they are communicating to you with their words when in actuality, their actions and their feet are moving you in a separate direction. So what the enemy likes to do is he wants to keep your attention up here. He wants to persuade you with his words so that way he can distract you and move you towards where he wants you to go. And where is that? It's away from God. So let me ask you this question. Have you ever kind of just woken up in life and realized that you had just strayed so far off the path from God without even realizing it? That's what the enemy likes to do. He wants to distract you up here so that way he can slowly move you away from God. Now, the second part of this verse is they hurry to shed blood. Now, what does blood typically represent? It represents life. If the enemy can't take your life literally, physically kill you, then he's going to try and take your life with your emotionally, financially, relationally, whatever he can to take it and drain it away from you. The enemy is slowly distracting you and filling you with things of the world, so that way when you come into an encounter with your friends, your family, whoever, you're going to respond to them in a harsh way without you even realizing it. Have you ever once acted out of anger and you're just like, whoa, I don't even know where that came from? That's because the enemy's been distracting you and leading you down a path without you even realizing it. If I were to bring this home in a very extreme example, it would be explaining the lifestyle of getting into crime. You know, no one typically wakes up in the morning and says, I'm gonna get into a life of crime. What happens is they start making slow decisions throughout their life. They're distracted up here and they don't realize they're walking towards crime. Now, what happens to them? They get sent to prison. Are they physically dead? No. What the enemy did is he took your actual life away. He took the relationships out of your life, the freedom to go around the world. So many different areas of your life are now gone. That's an extreme example of how the enemy takes your life away if he can't actually destroy you. So how does this apply to your life? Well, it's so easy to mindlessly move towards things without giving it a second thought. We're led by social media, we're led by the news, we're led by friends, we're led by different encounters within our community, but how much of it are we giving intentional thought to where we are being led? For example, someone could be watching the news and now they hear a viewpoint about a certain political issue and they take that on. They're like, I agree with that. That is true. I am completely for that now based on the information that you have given me. And now that information, without you even realizing it, is actually straying you away from God. And when you encounter someone who has the opposing belief as you might judge them, or you might respond harshly to them, destroying the relationships around your life. So you need to stop and reflect on the things that you're indulging in, whether you're just mindlessly scrolling, whether you're listening to the news, whatever it could be. You need to stop, pause, and reflect on what's going into you, and especially on what's coming out of you. If you're having anger or your frustration or judgment come out of you, it's more important to reflect on where that came from. What did you consume? Where did it come from that allowed for it to come out of you like that? Okay, so here's my question for you to go even deeper into this. Are you further along on a path leading away from God than you realized? Truly sit on this. Are you? What's going on in your life? Where are you in your direction, in your hopes to be closer to God, to look more and more like Jesus every single day? Where are you currently at? Are you further away than where you thought? And if so, what is one action that you can do right now to get you back on the path? Now you can find that and 9 other questions on a document that my wife and I have created. It's beautifully designed. It's a downloadable PDF that you can get in the description below that will allow you to have questions that will not only help you dive deeper into it biblically, but will also have questions for you to analyze it with the application to your own life. And if you enjoy this, please like this video. It helps the algorithm say, hey, this might be a good video. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.